Well, let's move on quickly. The desperation by Nigerians to travel abroad in search of a proverbial greener pasture is descending into chaos as morals are being tossed into the wind just to satisfy such desire. The Texas from the Lagos State Police Command arrested a couple, Uchenna Ezekwe, 28, and Chineye Ezekwe, 22, for allegedly attempting to sell their 2-year-old child. The motive was to use the proceeds from the sale of the child to secure documents for the husband to travel to Canada. The lead was blown open during their intention to sell their child at Isolo General Hospital in Lagos. And in their confession, they revealed that it was a hard decision, but best for the child to be in safe hands of those who can provide. Must the end justify the means? Adeoye, let me start with you.
Well, I think I'm happy that the police were able to track down this couple. Because if they were not tracked, they probably would have sold this innocent boy. Would have used the money to travel abroad. I don't think there is anything on earth that should propel any human being to take a decision, no matter the level of poverty, that the next thing is to sell one's child. No matter the level of poverty. When you go to countries like Chad, Mali, you see people, the extreme, in fact, the edge of the world. What keeps that those kind of families moving is the family. Wake up, you look at your child. It should be enough source of joy. Because to have a child, 9 months, some people 20, 30 years, they are struggling to have just one child. And you did not create this life. So you should not even be thinking of destroying it in any way. So for a couple to make up that decision and to even agree among themselves, it shows that there is a working relationship between...
They believe they're still young and they can still have more children.
Yeah. Well, if they believe they are still young, but the fact of the matter is that a child, that will take that decision to sell that child, I think is the most wicked, savage, irresponsible thing anybody can do, no matter the level of your poverty. These people are young, 28, I think the wife is 22, the husband is 28 years.
They are still babies themselves.
Yeah. So at that age, we are talking about Rema, who is just 24 years. So at 28 years, 22 years, you should be able to take decision. You are no longer a child. That you have a child, then the next thing is to go and sell that child. And I think it raises a lot of issues. In the first place, they went to a particular place to sell that child. Does it mean that there is information that those people are involved in, in selling children? Because somebody must have advised them, go to this place, that's where you can sell your child. And then this child is so innocent. It's not even sure of the motive, so they are just trying to throw that child into the dark without even its knowledge of the consequences. And the fact that they can sell that child means that they could have even killed the child for ritual. Because they are not sure of the person that wants to buy that child. You are not sure of what the child will, so you don't even care.
Oh, yeah.
So it means that even these parents could have used that child for ritual. So I think it's the height of desperation to survive. And why blaming them? We should also look at our society. What are the values that we are, giving to our children, right from primary school, from secondary school? What are the role models we are, telling our children to emulate? Then, what are the factors responsible for a situation where somebody will have a child and the next thing is to decide? Because the society also has its own blame. The government, the educational system.
But really, must we blame government for everything? No. Because there are people going through these kinds of issues, but I've never thought to sell their children.
When we are growing up, there are certain things, books you read, in those days we call it akosori in Yoruba land. About culture, about heritage. In fact, education was with culture. So when you grow through that kind of system, they tell you, a small ant, you start reciting it from your young age. A small ant, don't step on it. If you, before you can, don't put your hope on the wealth of your parents. Don't steal. Don't be greedy. You even read stories about tortoise, about how greed will put tortoise in trouble. So when you grow up with that kind of culture, they are asking not to kill an ant. You cannot even think of killing a human being. So our value system, because a child is born, the head is tabula rasa, like John Locke said. Nothing in there. It is the environment, the social relations that determines the way you think. When you notice that, okay, some people have killed somebody making for ritual, nothing happens to that person. You watch films, people are making rituals, and they are becoming billionaires, going to Canada, and you see even people who are involved in crime becoming senators, then you just think that, look, why can't I also do the same thing? Okay. So we must also look inward, while at the same time we must condemn this act and hope that it will be prosecuted. And
But this story still sounds very unreal to me, because, I mean, a woman decides to sell her child so they can fund the husband's trip to Canada. A Nigerian man, I'm not afraid to say it, a Nigerian man, despite being in between two men, a Nigerian man that can get to Canada tomorrow and marry somebody else.
Well, that isn't a consideration yet. It's like, let's cross the first bridge. Then we can begin to attend. I say it, I'll keep saying it. May we not get to a point where the condition, the environment, where the environment is going to condition us in a bad manner. Thank God they didn't take to ritual. That's it. Because that would have been done easy. They went to a general hospital. I'm sure they did not do that conscious of the fact that it's a government hospital where they can easily... If they had gone to any of these homes where people give birth and sell, they would have succeeded. In as much as I also do not believe that we should let our environment condition us. I think when we know what people are going through, desperation, to even be able to survive every day, you know how the desperation is going to set in. People are at a level where they are prepared to do it. When you hear stories, look at the girls who were trafficked together. 15, 16, the eldest being 18.
But this is a 2-year-old boy.
Yeah, it's the same thing we are saying. For parents to have released their children to people they don't even know, promising you a better future, it shows that something is wrong. Look at some of those who are even adults, that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have taken in at airports, at this, with drugs. You hear some people saying, they asked me to take it, they'll give me 1 million naira. They knew. And they knew the risk in it. But it's showing that we've lost morals, and beyond that, poverty is biting very, very hard. It's not